Your animation is finally finished, but here's something many beginners don't realize. The same video isn't meant for every platform. A file that's perfect for YouTube might be too large for WhatsApp, too compressed for a client, or completely wrong for the Instagram. So before you hit render, let's understand how professionals choose the right settings. This is how to animate. Let's turn ideas into motion. First thing to know is that an exported video has three major parts: format, codec, and color. Let's break them down. Firstly, we will discuss format. Think of the format as a container that holds your video. It organizes everything: your video, audio, subtitles, and other information into a single file, like a container having a bunch of different things in it. Some of the most common formats are AVI, H.264, QuickTime, WAV, and MOV. But here's something many beginners misunderstand. The format itself doesn't determine the video quality. Two MP4 files can look completely different because they might be using different codecs inside. For most creators, MP4 is the best choice because it's supported by almost every platform, including YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, and many other websites. If you are working with another editor or need transparency, you will usually choose a MOV file because it supports professional codecs like Apple ProRes 4444, which can preserve an alpha channel. Remember, format is simply the container. The real quality comes from what's inside it. Let's move on to the codec. The codec stands for compressor, decompressor. Its job is to compress your video so it becomes smaller and then allows media player to decode it correctly during playback. Imagine you are packing clothes into the suitcase. The suitcase is the format. The way you fold and press the clothes is the codec. Different packing methods use suitcase space differently. Some save more space while keeping everything neat, while others take up more room but preserve everything perfectly. Video codec work the same way. Some create very small files, while others preserve almost every detail for professional editing. Here are the codecs you will use most often. H.264. This is the most common and most popular codec in the world. It provides an excellent balance between image quality and file size. That's why it's recommended for YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, online courses, and client reviews. H.265, or you can call it HEVC. This is the newer codec. It delivers similar visual quality to H.264 but at the smaller file size. It's great when storage space or upload speed matters. However, some older devices or software may not support it as well as H.264. Let's talk about Apple ProRes. This is the professional editing codec. It creates much larger files because it preserves significantly more image information. Editors, filmmakers, and studios use ProRes because it maintains quality through multiple editing and export stages. It's excellent for archiving projects or delivering high-quality masters to clients. So the question is, which codec should you choose? If your video is going online, choose H.264. If you need maximum editing quality, choose Apple ProRes. If you want smaller file with modern compression, choose H.265 as long as your platform supports it. And remember one thing, we don't have any option in After Effects to choose the codec specifically, because when we choose the formats and then choose the colors, After Effects automatically provides a codec to it. Finally, we will talk about color. This is one of the most overlooked settings by beginners. Have you ever exported a video that looked perfect inside After Effects, but after uploading it to YouTube or watching it on another device, the color looked slightly faded or different? That's usually because of the color management. A color space defines the range of colors and brightness that a video can display. The most common one is Rec 709. Think of Rec 709 as the universal language for HD videos. Almost every online platform, including YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and LinkedIn is designed around this standard. That's why Rec 709 should be your default choice for almost every social media and web projects. You may also hear about Rec 2020. This is a much wider color space used for HDR and high-end professional workflows. Unless you are specifically creating HDR content, you generally won't need it. Here you can see output color space is disabled. If you have the same issue, you can solve it by going to File, Project Setting, and go to Color. And here you can see there is none of the color space is selected, so that's why it will not show any color options into the export settings. What you can do is open the settings, choose any color options or color space you want for your project, and remember to select it before you started the project. Otherwise, if you change after creating your project, you can face the issue of the color change. So select it before you start the edit. For an example, if I select the Apple RGB 1998, and actually it's the very old version. So if I click OK, and then in the output module, if I go to colors, now I have the output color space enabled. From here, I can choose any other color spaces I want, but remember, the exactly same color space as you chose on the project setting, because it might or definitely will change the colors in the final render. So you must have to know what is the purpose of your video, where it's going to be showcased and where it's going to be uploaded. Then you must have the knowledge of the color space, that which color space suits which platform. Then export the video in the exactly same color space. Then you will get more professional results in the final renders. Another important setting is the bit depth. You can go to File and Project Settings and then go to Colors. You can have the bit depth. And by default, the 8-bit per channel is already selected. We can have a 16 bits or we can have the 32 bits. An 8-bit video can display over 16 million colors, which is more than enough for most YouTube videos and social media content. But if you are editing very professional and high-end videos, you can select 16-bit or 32 bits. Professional projects often use 10 bits or higher because they preserve smoother gradients and provide more flexibility during color grading. Remember, this will also increase the size of your project. Like you are shifting from 8 to the double of the 8. Your project size will definitely be increased and your video is more heavier than it was before. So choose these settings wisely. 8-bit is a go-to bit depth for social media and other platforms, and maybe you will not notice any measurable difference with your eye, but these settings really change the exported results, both in terms of colors, in terms of quality, and in terms of size. So choose wisely. And that's it from this tutorial. If you learned something new today, leave a like, drop your questions in the comments, and subscribe for more value addition into your edits.